break it all down. From the spreads to the lines, who's up, who's down. We're crunching the numbers, calling the plays, talking all sports in a big time way.
Welcome back to Spreadsheets Sports. It is the 20th. We are on the Saturday slate of games. We have 2 games on today, and it should be pretty interesting. The Commanders versus the Eagles is not going to go the way I think we think it's going to go. And we have a super highly competitive game with the Bears. Man, it's going to be great. But before we jump into all of that and I dive into the games and pull them apart, I want to take the time out to say thank you for coming to the channel. For those of you that are here for the first time, welcome to Spreadsheets Sports. We talk about the data. We talk about algorithms. We talk about probabilities. We talk about the activity involved in the game. So you can kind of use this show to do one of 2 things. Either A, find games worth watching that have activity, or B, you could, in fact, look at this show and come up with some really good ideas for some bets and some good starting points for some research for your own bets. You don't have to take what I say. I'm just telling you and sharing with you what I feel may happen and what I'm going to do. You see me post the tickets that I have already, placed and how those have came out. So, but at the same time, it's reciprocal because I love to get comments or emails or either messages. Some of you are connected to me on X and you'll send me messages about some plays that you like, and I use them. And my people that watch the show, they call me and tell me different bets, and I put their bets in, but I round robin them, and I hit even when they miss 1 or 2 legs. But anyway, those that are returning, you hold a special place in my heart. Thank you guys for coming back to the show, and thank you for comments, shares, and subscriptions from all of you with the notification, so you know when the show is coming out. And I can say that confidently because I put a show out yesterday, and it was for Thursday Night Football. And within an hour, I had a higher than normal volume of people watching the show, which means that some of you or a lot of you have on notifications, which means subliminally you like the show and or you like the perspective that I'm talking about. And I'm glad I can provide that for you. I really, really am. That touches my heart. Yesterday touched my heart in regards to how many views I got so fast as the show is growing. But we'll see what today does. Like I said, I really am not in this for the YouTube money. I already make money off of betting. This was just the easiest way to get information to my circle without having to do a ton of phone calls. But anyway, speaking of information, let's dive into these 2 games. Let's look at what might possibly happen. And then let's talk about some of the possible monetary benefits involved in each one of the games. And then I'm going to run down really quick what I like for the remaining slate. I did call the Seahawks. They brought it out at the very end. I'm feeling lucky this weekend. Let's get this money. A.J. Bourne got a touchdown. A.J. Bourne had over 40 yards receiving. Only bet that didn't hit for me yesterday was Jason Myers on the field goal bet. I had him down for 7. He didn't quite make it. I was disappointed in that because field goals have been really, really good for me. But I am highly optimistic about how the field goals are going to bless us on Sunday and on tomorrow. I got some field goal bets for today's game as well. So anyway, let's dive into it. Let's look at this Eagles and the Commanders and see what may possibly happen. And then we'll roll to the next game, run through the slate, get you guys out of here. Hit the pause button, make you a drink, roll something up. Let's get serious. Let's see what we got for this money. All right, so this Philly versus Commanders game, um, like I said, man, this thing is going to be quite interesting. And the reason is that the Commanders are out of it. The Eagles are still in it. Um, the Eagles by ranking is a number 11 team. They were in the top 5 for quite a while in the rankings throughout the season. Um, but some of the other teams have been outperforming them. It's not that they're number 11 because they're bad. It's just that there's so many other teams that are performing at the same level, if not a little bit better than the Eagles. Their defense has its challenges. They're like a number 11 defense in regards to yards allowed, but they're nothing really spectacular, but they get the job done. On the other side of the ball, the Commanders are horrible at defense, which means that the Eagles are going to be able to score in this game, and they can score. We've seen some glimpses of Saquon Barkley in beast mode. There's still always going to be Jalen Hurts for the tush push. They get in the touchdown. AJ Brown has been catching the ball remarkably. Um, all of the above, right? Injuries aren't really an issue other than the fact that they're sitting Jaden Daniels down on the Commander side. Eagles don't really have any significant issues with injuries, so most of their people are going to be out. I I would think that they pull their starters out in the fourth quarter if they get a significant lead, maybe, which means that I'm very cautious about any of the over bets for performance for the Eagles for that alone. But here's the thing. I'm not quite sure that the Commanders are going to go away quietly. Because even with Mariota, they've been putting up some pretty good production. Some people that I really like for production is going to be obviously Debo. I like Debo for 40. Mariota's going to use him, and he always figured out a way to get open. And if he gets the ball, he gets another 7 to 8 yards after the catch. I like Debo for 40, regardless of who the quarterback is. I like Terry McLaurin. I like Terry McLaurin for 40 as well versus 53, which is the line. You're going to pay a little bit of juice for that. But I think it will be worth your while to take him at 40 and add something else to get that whole game over plus cheese. Something else that you could look into would be take Marietta for 190 passing yards. The Eagles allow 197 yards and 120 plus yards on the ground. But here's the thing, Marietta has some quality targets to hit. And even if Terry McLaurin or Debo aren't his go-to, he still has Ben and he has Jalen Lane. And he has Jeremy Nichols to dump off into in the slot position for a screen. So with those things being evident, he used Jeremy Nichols last week for about 22 yards over in the slot position. Ben got some work last week. Debo got work last week. Terry McLaurin got work last week. Mariota put up over 200 yards in passing. I'm just saying, these are the things that are evident. If I had to choose a touchdown in this game, I like Debo. Red zone, dump off, and he turns around and drops off right into the end zone in the middle of the defense, or a little naked bootleg and dump off to Debo. Zach Ertz is hurt, so I mean, I'm trying to find some options here. The Commanders have a ton of injuries that really make this hard to figure out how they can score points, but I still think that they can. They do have some weapons still available. Um, Ben Sanat is basically trying to fill the shoes of Zach Ertz. We're gonna find out what he's really made of. He got a little bit of work last week, but that's what I really got for the Commanders. I mean, if you want to talk about who I think is going to win, I really honestly don't know. This is NFC East. Divisions are always a dogfight. The Eagles are more than capable of winning this game. If it came down to special teams, because it's such a tight game, um, I think you could take the Commanders field goal kicker for field goal, 7 kicking points. That's a really good bet. Um, on the Eagles side, Goder, I think, is going to be a really good target. Devontae Smith is going to be another good target. Again, they don't really have any issues with injuries. I don't really like Goder for a hot target to be like receptions, but it's the data says that he's trying for receptions, but I'd rather just take Goder for receiving yards. Take Bigsby rushing 12 yards. Take that. He's going to get that. That's a really, 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 really good bet. Saquon Barkley's going to do his thing, but Tank's going to rotate in, and he might get 3 or 4 breakout 10-yard plays for about 30 or 40 yards tomorrow or today. That's what I really like with him. Jalen Hurts for a tush push for a touchdown. Tight game. I would even take another bet of the Commanders for over. Commanders over 16.5 points. Commanders over 16.5 points. Eagles win the game. Commanders make it competitive. Get over 17 points. Mariota takes it into the fourth quarter and chokes. Eagles win because the Eagles sometimes don't just come out and dominate. They play to their competition. And if they do that with the Commanders, they can keep the Commanders in the game and still win the game. But Mariota, man, he's a wild card. He's a wild card. But that's what I got for this game. Let's dive into the other game and get you guys out of here because I think we got a lot of different trap games within this particular slate, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm still excited to see what this all may come up, what may come about, but let's go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We have the Packers and the Bears. The Packers and the Bears. Let's pull them up under the microscope and let's see what the data is suggesting for what bets and what the action might look like on this game. The Bears are favored, -104, and the Packers are at -110. Books don't really know what to do with this game. That's why both of them are at minus 100 or less. Good pricing because they really don't know. It's a pick 'em. Packers are a number 12 team. Bears are a number 8, and that's rankings based off of algorithms of AI, not me subjectively. That's objectively data. Both teams are coming into this game winning the battle at the offensive line, so both quarterbacks, Caleb Williams and Jordan Love, will be able to sit in the pocket and pick everybody apart if they choose so. However, we do have some major, major, major injuries. On Green Bay side, Jacobs is out, possibly, and Christian Watson is out, possibly. Both of them are questionable. If they do not play, you would automatically assume, oh my God, it's over. Not so much. Hold your horses. Because on the other side of the ball, D Swift is possibly out and Roma Dunze. I've heard some stories that Roma Dunze will be back, but as it stands right now at 1:41 a.m. on 12/20, Roma Dunze is not an option. for Caleb Williams. He's going to have to figure out a way to get it done with some other targets, which he has some. And the same thing on the Green Bay side. Jordan Love is going to have to find a way to get it done with some other targets, which he has some as well. Speaking of the defenses for both of these teams, the Packers allow for 194 yards in the air and 101 yards on the ground, and they are number 6 in yards allowed on defense. They're up against a Chicago Bears with a high-powered offense. However, they have their challenges and struggles on the defensive side. They allow 219 yards in the air and another 127 yards on the ground. But for both teams allowing over 100 yards on the ground, and your star running back is out, I don't think their running is going to be as dominant of a category for either team. But the other side of that, because they won't be able to possibly develop a run game, what may happen is that the passing game suffers because a run game is necessary for a pass game to be successful. So we may see not as many yards as we would like, considering that one side, i.e., the Packers, have a really good defense, but possibly short Micah Parsons. If Micah Parsons is there, that's going to affect the rushes. But the Packers don't do a lot of pass rush. They only rush the passer 7 to 8 times in the game versus a Bears that rushes the quarterback 9 to 11 times in the game, and that's going to make Jordan Love very uncomfortable. But he does have the offensive line that can hold these guys out from any of the defensive schemes to try to come and sack him. So there's hope for Jordan Love from that perspective, and he can make you pay if you do in fact show your hand and you go all out blitz. He will burn you, and he has the tools to do so. Pretty good quarterback. He checks down from defenses that he can identify. I really have no issues with this young man. He's doing it the way it should be done. If it comes down to special teams, you have the Packers, which are number 29 special teams, versus the Bears, which are number 4 special teams. So if the Bears can keep it close with a number 4 special teams, I I would go with the Bears to win this game. Caleb Williams doing his thing, converting to get first downs in the red zone, very comfortable. And Micah Parsons out. And Jacobs and Christian Watson are on the slate to help you make up some ground for what you may not be able to do in the air after the Bears possibly score on you. That's something to consider as well. So with all of that being said, I'm going with the Bears on this game. I can't see a different way that I would go. DJ Moore, Colston Loveland are some props that I really, really like for receiving yards. Take Colston Loveland for 40. Take DJ Moore for 50. I love Luke Musgrave for 20 yards receiving. I love Romeo Dobbs. These are all clutch players that are going to have to make themselves available. Jayden Reed is my backup to Romeo Dubs. If I can't get no action out of Romeo, I would do Jayden Reed. Jordan Love and Caleb Williams are both going to throw the ball. I love 225 for Jordan Love and pay the juice and add it to the other bets that we just talked about. On the flip side, Caleb Williams against a team that allows 194 yards in the air. I like Caleb for the money line, the 217. I like Caleb for 225 in this game. I like Caleb for 225 in this game. That's really all I got about this game. I mean, if I had to do something with points, because I already told you I'm going with the Bears to win for the money line. But for points, being that the Packers are quasi underdog because they're priced higher than the Lions, I would go with over 18.5 points for the Packers. Luke Musgrave, 20 yards receiving. DJ Moore, 50 yards receiving. Caleb Williams, over 200 yards passing. That's what I got for this game. It's going to be the hottest ticket in town. Man, I'm excited to watch this thing on TV, along with some other games on Sunday. But that's all I got on this game. Um, very profitable, and it almost seems like it's a little bit on the line of very predictable as well. But we will see. All right, so let's run through this slate right quick. I still haven't made my official picks for the remaining games, but I do have some that I've made my mind up on, and I'll share those with you. Um, right now, as it stands for the remaining slate, I mean, you know where we are right now with the Eagles game. I've already made my mind up. I'm going with the Eagles to win. Commanders are going to keep it tight, and I'm probably leaning more towards over 17.5 points for the Commanders, and then a couple of prop bets for the Eagles. Packers and the Bears game. I'm going with the Bears. Um, I really like Caleb Williams in this game. I think that the defense for the Packers is going to be tough, but the Bears can push through that and be productive. Um, I definitely like field goals in this game, whether it's the kicker points or over 2.5 field goals for the entire game for both teams. I really like that. Bills and the Browns, I'm going with the Bills. Jets and the Saints, I'm going with the Saints. Vikings and the Giants, still up in the air for me. Bucks versus the Panthers, I'm going with the Panthers. That is an upset alert. Chiefs and the Titans, I'm going with the Titans at home. Gardner Minshew for the Chiefs. Chiefs are gonna put up some points and be productive. Only thing I would really take would be over 16.5 points for the Chiefs. Maybe Cam Ward for over 10 yards rushing. Travis Kelce, 40 yards receiving. That's really all I see in that particular game. Chargers and the Cowboys. I'm going with the Chargers. Justin Herbert is playing really well. So is Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. But I think this is where things change for the Cowboys, like it usually does every season. And the data has the Chargers winning, so I can't disagree with the data. Bengals and the Dolphins. Based off the Dolphins' last performance, I would go with the Bengals. My mind isn't made up on this game yet. I'm not ready to call it. Falcons and the Cardinals. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. Brissett looks like he doesn't care whether they're in the playoffs or not in the playoffs. He's just gonna go out and be productive. The Falcons, on the other hand, with Bijan Robinson, can do some damage because the Cardinals' defense isn't that great. This might be a 2 touchdown game for Bijan Robinson. That would be a really good bet. Um, I still like the Cardinals in this game. I like the Cardinals. I'm sticking to that. Jags and the Broncos do not have a bet for you yet. The data says that the Broncos win. The data says that there's a 64% chance that the Broncos win. I'm still, oh, I'm still not. I'm not making that call quite yet in this game. Um, Steelers and the Lions. Data says that the Lions are going to win. I'd have to agree with it. However, the Steelers are going to score some points because the Lions' defense allows points to be scored. I just think that ultimately the Lions outscore the Steelers because the Steelers aren't that high powered that they can keep up, but they can be competitive. Raiders and the Texans. We're going with the Texans. I can do that more with my eyes closed. Patriots and the Ravens. I cannot call this game yet. Data says that the Patriots are going to win this game. I don't really disagree. However, there are some weaknesses that the Patriots have that the Ravens may be able to exploit. Um, stay tuned for that particular game. I'm probably going to drop that video later this evening, and you'll have it for tomorrow games on Sunday. But boy, that's a tough one. 49ers and the Colts. Data says that the 49ers are going to win this game. Phillip Rivers and the Colts. And the Colts has a pretty good run team. Run offense. So they will have an offense. Phillip Rivers' second weekend. I'm not calling that game yet. This could be a trap game. It's not a division or a conference game. It's only entertainment. But I don't know. But that's all I got right now for the slate. We will see how things unfold with this game. So, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, that brings us to the end of the show. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that the information was very helpful for you. We got ourselves some football. Saturday, 2 games, prime time. It's about to be lit. Money to be made. Let's see what we can grab today. I'll be adding this in with my college basketball picks. And yeah, you can go to follow me on X. I have my tickets posted on there. And just, see what I'm doing. I'm really heavy on round robins this weekend because of how many upsets that are really just lurking, and I really can't trust a lot of the games because of literally who's playing. Like there are a lot of teams that are eliminated playing against teams that you think are going to go one way, but they might go another way. So be aware. Be cautious. Be very conservative in your bets. For player props, be even more careful. I'm sticking to field goal. I'm field goal heavy this weekend on bets. Not so much on money lines. I'm on team points, but I'm really cautious on team points. Player props are going to probably be more so about receptions. Not even receptions, receiving yards. Because I can't even really be sold on the volume of catches that somebody might get. So I'm more so on receiving yards, field goals, team points, maybe quarterback production. I don't know, guys. It's a jungle. But I'm determined to push through and come out on the other side smelling like roses. Let's get it. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you did and you found value, please like, comment, share, or subscribe. For those that are new, I hope you come back. I'll see you on the next show. For those that are returning, you know I love you. It's been a blast. Hopefully you found value in this video. And if you did, I have these 2 videos here for you to watch. And other than that, happy hunting.
Yeah, lights on, game time, let's break it all down. From the spreads to the lines,